All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about something that I've kind of been covering a little bit, right? I've made videos about a couple of these situations as they've unfolded, at least similar situations. I don't think I covered this exact one, but at this point I don't remember. There's been so many of them, right? There's been so many of these scams and stuff that have gone around. It's so hard to keep up with them at this point. Seems like every day a new celebrity is getting in trouble for pumping and dumping, some cryptocurrency, basically, just going through, pumping and dumping it, just getting out of the way as quickly as possible while the train rolls through and obliterates all these people's money that they put into these things, man. And it's a pretty sad situation, right? You got these multi-millionaire rappers and YouTubers and actors and stuff that are promoting these very shady currencies, these shady crypto coins, NFTs, things like that end up turning out to just be complete scams, and thousands of people buy into it, right? And they put in, anywhere from like a couple bucks to like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars that they probably don't even have to just be throwing around at random investments like this. But this is involving Soulja Boy, Lil Yachty, and Jake Paul. Three pretty massive names, one of those being a massive YouTuber, obviously. And this is all regarding Safemoon, which I believe was a cryptocurrency that was founded and was massive due to a pump and dump scheme that unfortunately unfolded with it. It's a pretty big deal though, because we're talking about celebrities that are basically being accused now of scamming their audience, right? Of scamming people that follow them or listen to them. They took their advice on this thing, right? Next thing you know, they lost a bunch of money and whatnot because, well, it was a complete pump and dump, a complete rug pull, and these celebrities were just making a bag off of the audience, right? So let me explain to you how this trap works. Somebody creates some shitty cryptocurrency that has literally no usage, basically. You can't do anything with it. You just gotta hope it goes up in value because other people are buying into it. So it's basically like a pyramid scheme in a way, right? And they'll go to celebrities and just offer them a shit ton of money to promote it. A lot of the times their money that they get for this, their reward, their payment is like a stake in the currency. So they'll get like 10% of the coin if they tweet about it or put like an Instagram post up about it. So they do, they always do, because it's just literally easy fucking money. You make a tweet and next thing you know, you just gotta hit sell on an app and you win. So when they tweet this out to 3 million followers or whatever, right? A certain amount of them take their word for it, believe it, they go and they buy this shit and they put money into it. Then when a bunch of people do that and the value spikes all the way through the roof and it doubles or triples, the celebrity and the people behind it pull their money out of it by selling. And since they usually own like most of it or something like that, or like at least a good portion, it just crashes it and destroys the value, meaning that everybody who invested is left holding the bag while they just, make a couple $100,000 or whatever, right? Pretty easy bag. Why not do it, Soulja Boy, Lil Yachty, and Jake Paul are among those named in a class action lawsuit over alleged pump and dump schemes meant to benefit Safemoon founder and CEO Braden John Caroni and other top-level executives per classaction.org. Soulja, Yachty, and Paul, along with Nick Carter and YouTuber Ben Phillips, were used to promote Safemoon and increase the number of investors in exchange for tokens. Their endorsements increased the value of the tokens, while misleading statements shared with investors led them to believe that the best was yet to come. However, the suit alleges that this entire approach served as a slow rug pull ploy. By the end of 2021, Safemoon tokens cratered and have since struggled to stabilize. On December 31st of 2021, the price of a Safemoon token hit a low of 0 cents and 6,521 per token, an over 80% drop from its height during the class period, from which it has not been able to recover, the lawsuit reads. As of the filing of this complaint, the trading volume for the Safemoon token has plummeted to only around $60,000. Created in March 2021, the Safemoon token lived by the alarming suspect phrase "safely to the moon," as if to suggest this latest entry in the cryptocurrency game would reach new heights in a safe manner. As the celebrities attached to the Safemoon thing were driving up the investor numbers, the company was notifying them of token burns or removing a certain number of tokens from circulation. The investors were led to believe that this was going to surely increase the value of their tokens. Of course, when you add scarcity, it usually leads to something being more valuable. That's called supply and demand, folks. Now, the thing about this, right, is it coincides perfectly with like the whole GameStop to the moon thing, right? So early last year, there was a massive moment on the stock market where basically the average man was starting to beat the hedge funds and the billionaires investing, right? Because they were all shorting a stock of GameStop, which is a failing game store company you probably know about. Their stock was plummeting through the floor for years, right? And then suddenly, people started to realize that if they buy this, it would explode in value, and not only would they make a shit ton of money when it skyrocketed quote-unquote to the moon, but these hedge funds that have been stealing money from the everyday person for decades would be completely fucked over, and they'd lose so much money, and they did for a while, and then of course the whole movement stopped, but it lasted for a couple days, and it was huge, right? Like, everyone was talking about GameStop stock and AMC stock and things like that. All of a sudden, BlackBerry, which hasn't been relevant probably at least since 2007, their stock exploded like 400% in a couple days or something stupid, right? It was insane. But of course, this is all convenient that this Safemoon token's created right during all this hype when everybody starts investing because they're hoping they can shoot their profits off to the moon and they can be the next lucky ones to buy in early and take off and make millions. So the whole scam was completely planned from the dump, you know what I mean? Like the moment that everything was dumped into this and they started creating this project and everything here, they knew what they were doing. I mean, the wording of it, the timing of it, it all matches up, man. They knew that this shit was just a ploy to attach to the latest frenzy about the market. It had no functionality, it had no value outside of the fact that it could have just shot through the roof if another rapper talked about it, you know? But of course, people were led to believe that, you know, the best was yet to come. Investors were being told that all kinds of stuff was being happening behind the scenes and stuff, you know? In exchange for tokens, it was getting promoted more, and the lie just circled from there. And at this point, I do blame celebrities for falling for this type of shit. Number one, these people are rich enough to have management that should know that this shit is a no-go, right? Like, if YouTubers can stay away from this shit, I would expect that rappers with millions of dollars in budget could also do the same. Like, they should be able to know not to do things like this. So, Safemoon allegedly informed investors less than a month into its inception that their profits would be, quote, going to the moon imminently after nearly 4 trillion tokens were burnt. But when the shine from the celebrity endorsements wore off and token trading volume started to plummet, Safemoon utilized that same approach once again, and it worked. Safemoon's marketing efforts extend to YouTube ads, social media awareness, and even a billboard in Times Square, all of which worked to build up the value of its tokens, but over time, trading volume dipped. Safemoon was able to successfully revitalize its value with the imminent arrival of the wallet, but as investors were waiting for the company to live up to the promise, Hank Wyatt resigned as chief technology officer and sold his tokens to unsuspecting investors. The suit alleges Wyatt, quote, knew or should have known about the wallet's failed launch. One day after Wyatt's resignation, Jack Haynes Davies stepped down, causing the price of tokens to go from a close of 0.153 on September 9th to the low for the day of 0.119 on September 10th. A number of other execs went on to leave Safemoon under similar circumstances. So basically, when the value of this cryptocurrency was falling through the floor and people stopped trading it, and, you know, they already had done pretty much all they could do in the marketing world to really get through. And of course, you know, when everything kind of started to really fall through the floor and they couldn't really keep the bullshit going anymore, they all just start, you know, disappearing all of a sudden, right? One by one, all of them just start hitting the door, selling their coins, and getting out with the profit, man. It's so fucking scummy. Like, it really kind of upsets me in a way, because it just sucks to see people getting shit on like this, right? And, you know, some people say, oh, well, they deserve it, bro. They should have known. You should have known not to invest in this kind of stuff. And I do agree with you. You should know not to invest in this stuff. I mean, if a rapper tells you that something is a good investment, most of the time they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You know what I mean? They rap for a living. They're not trading stocks on Wall Street. That's all you really need to know. But people get this perception that just because they're rich, they know what they're doing. Nah, they know what they're doing when it comes to music and stuff like that, and the lifestyle and merchandise and all that, right? They know how to do that. They are not doing their own investing. They have financial consultants. They have, you know, their own fucking accountants doing all the numbers for them. They're not doing this stuff. Like, people need to learn that. And it's unfortunate that people haven't, but I wouldn't place all of the blame on them. I mean, if you just immediately assume that something's going to the moon, you gotta realize something. And this is something that my dad told me when I was very young. And it stuck through me with my entire life, and it stuck through with me up until this day when I see things like this. If something sounds too true to be good, if it just sounds so, you know, insanely good that it doesn't even seem rational how it could be coming, it probably just is too good to be true. It's really that simple. I mean, if someone tells you, hey, Give me your money and tomorrow I'll have you back 6 times what I gave you. You cannot believe somebody like that, man. You can't just believe people because they've got clout. And that goes for everyone, man. If I come out tomorrow and I say, hey man, buy dog poop coin, bro. Don't go buy dog poop coin just because Optimus said to. That's fucking stupid. When you're investing money, especially if you're gonna invest like a serious amount of money, because you gotta think, people probably put thousands into this shit, man, in the hopes that if it even hit $1 or whatever, that it would just get them millions upon millions. You gotta think though, like most people can't afford that, right? So you need to think responsibly about what you're gonna invest in. You know, you need to research what you're investing in. And if there's nothing that you can find from researching it, then you simply should not be investing in it because it's not fucking safe. Anything that's legit to invest into, like any stock that's legit to invest into, you can research it and see why it's gonna be good. The stock market ain't doing too good right now, but like, let's say historically, Apple, right? Someone tells you, hey, go buy Apple stock. You think, well, why should I? I mean, it's pretty apparent, man. I mean, you can look it up and figure it out. They beat earnings constantly. They make a fucking crazy amount of money. They're the first company to pass $3 trillion and all these different things. They have a chokehold on some of the technology market. It's developing into a monopoly, right? Like, Apple is a solid company to invest into. If you look up fucking Safemoon and you're looking for it and the only thing it can promise you is, hey, we're gonna take your money to the moon, man. Do not buy into that shit. And to be honest with you, people who do this type of shit belong in jail, right? These people know what they're doing. You think these people behind this didn't fucking know what they were doing? You think these guys didn't know that this shit was gonna go south? You think the people who invented this coin didn't know that this was not gonna go well, that, you know, people would stop buying it and all the hype would die down? You think they conveniently sold out and got the fuck out of the whole thing the moment that started happening? It's not a coincidence. These people knew what they were behind. These people knew what they were doing. And at that point, they're defrauding people, right? Like, if you get to the point where you're like stepping out to do shit like this, you're committing fucking fraud. Like, and we're not talking just like $200-300. We're talking hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in some cases, actual scams. And these people deserve to face repercussions for it. I mean, you know, Soulja Boy and Lil Yachty and all that, they're just getting sued, right? They're not going to jail over this or anything, but the people behind this stuff really should be. Anyway, with that being said though, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubTheOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus talking about Safemoon and signing out.